Maya worked the late shift at a small rural clinic, the kind of place where the hallways always seem to echo, even when no one's there. Every single night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., she'd hear Ita's soft whisper coming from room 7. The room had been empty for months, ever since an elderly patient passed away there. At first, it was just her name, a faint Maya, but each night, it grew clearer, more insistent. "Don't be afraid. Come here." She tried to ignore it, chalking it up to exhaustion, but the whisper got louder, almost desperate. One night, her heart pounding in her chest, she finally pushed open the door to room 7. The room was empty and cold, but then, the old heart monitor in the corner flickered on by itself. A single green line traced across the dusty screen, shakily forming a single word: run.
"Want to know what happens next? Follow me for part 2.
The clinic was silent, the kind of quiet that feels heavy. Maya was finishing her rounds, her footsteps echoing in the empty hall. She was in room 7, checking the chart of a patient who had passed away months ago. A strange sense of unease crept over her. Suddenly, she heard a faint whisper like wind through a crack: "Get out." Before she could process it, the power died. Every light went dark. Then came the heavy steps down the hall, slow, dragging, getting closer. Maya froze. The whisper came again, stronger this time, right at her ear. "Maya, please trust me. Run." She bolted out of the room. Seconds later, the ceiling above cracked and collapsed right where she had been standing. Later, someone found a note on the dusty, unplugged heart monitor in that room. It just said, "You're safe," written in the shaky handwriting of the patient who died there. Some spirits don't haunt you. They stay to make sure you live. Room 7 had been sealed for months. No bed, no power, no patients. Yet every night at 2:13 a.m. Maya heard breathing from behind its door. It wasn't a gasp or a choke, it was just waiting. At first she thought it was stress. Night shifts can mess with your head, but then she noticed something worse. Every time the whisper came, something bad happened somewhere else in the clinic. A medicine cart would tip over, a ceiling tile would crack, a monitor would fail just seconds before a patient crashed. The whisper itself didn't scare her. The timing did. That night she stood right outside room 7, her ear pressed to the cold wood. The whisper spoke clearly for the very first time. "Maya, you need to listen." Her hand trembled as it touched the doorknob, and then the whisper added, "Something is about to break. Stay tuned for part 4, room 7 is not empty." Maya stepped inside room 7, the air dropped instantly, sharp and cold. The room was bare, except for an unplugged heart monitor coated in a thick layer of dust. At exactly 2:13 a.m., it turned on. A flat line appeared on the screen, followed by a whisper that filled the room, calm but urgent. "Stand by the door." Maya obeyed, her heart pounding. Seconds later, a loud crash echoed from the hallway. A support beam collapsed, right where she would have been charting. Her legs went weak. She whispered, "You saved me." The monitor glitched. The voice returned. That was not the first time. Maya stared into the dark corners of the room. "How long have you been here?" The whisper paused. "Long enough to regret leaving." The whisper knows the future. Like and follow for the next part. The next night, Maya went back to room 7 on purpose. I had to understand. As soon as she stepped inside, the lights flickered once. She whispered into the empty room, "I need to know." A voice, closer this time, like someone standing right beside me, replied, "My name was Elias." The air grew cold. "I died here," he continued, "but I heard them just before my heart stopped." Maya's heart was pounding in her chest. "Heard who?" she asked. Silence. The heart monitor on the stand beside the bed flickered again. Then, the whisper returned, urgent. The moments before accidents, the seconds people ignore. I learned to stay there, between the warning and the impact. Suddenly, the door to room 7 rattled in its frame. Elias whispered faster now, "They are listening. If they know you hear me, they will come." Maya backed away, her hand reaching for the doorknob as the whisper lowered to a final, chilling breath. Follow for part 6. Something is already at the door. It was 2:13 in the morning when the handle on room 7's door began to turn. Slowly, silently. Maya's breath caught in her throat. A whisper, not a shout, echoed in her mind. "Do not move." The handle stopped turning. A heavy pressure filled the room, as if something unseen was leaning against the door, listening. Minutes felt like hours. Then, just as suddenly, the pressure faded. The whisper returned, this time sounding tired. "That was a test." Maya managed a faint whisper back. "A test for what?" "To see if you would panic." A single, sharp blink from the heart monitor. "They prefer fear." The lights in the room flickered back to their normal, steady glow. Room 7 was quiet again. But Maya finally understood. Whatever was protecting this room, whatever was keeping her safe, was not all-powerful. Its strength was limited, and time was running out. Like and follow for part 5 to see what happens next. Maya dug through the clinic's old dusty files, convinced she was missing something. Room 7 wasn't sealed because of Ilias's death. It was sealed because 3 nurses had resigned right after their shifts there. All of them reported the same unsettling thing: premonitions, eerie warnings that somehow helped them survive accidents they shouldn't have. Maya went back to room 7, her voice trembling as she spoke to the empty air. "You stayed to protect people, didn't you?" The whisper that answered was softer this time, filled with a deep sadness. "I stayed because no one warned me." The heart monitor flickered. "I didn't want anyone else to die confused and afraid." Suddenly, the lights dimmed, and the whisper sharpened with urgency. "They are closer now." Maya's heart pounded in her chest. "How do we stop them?" There was a long, heavy pause. Then, a quiet, chilling reply: "We don't." Follow for part 7. The final warning is coming. Room 7 felt smaller that night. The walls didn't move, but the air did, thick and heavy, pressing against Maya's chest like the room itself was holding its breath. At 2:12 a.m., the whisper returned, earlier than usual. "This is the hour before." Maya swallowed hard. Before what? The heart monitor flickered, the line trembling instead of staying flat. "Before choices disappear." The lights dimmed just enough for the corners of the room to darken unnaturally. Shadows stretched longer than they should, clinging to the ceiling like stains. Maya stepped back. "Are they here?" A pause. "Yes." The door to room 7 creaked, not opening, just acknowledging her presence, as if something on the other side now knew exactly where she stood. The whisper grew closer, almost touching her ear. "Whatever happens next, you must trust the warning, even if it sounds wrong." Her heart pounded. "Wrong? How?" The whisper answered softly. "I may have to scare you to save you." The clock clicked over. 2:13 a.m. Follow for part 9. Maya didn't go back to the clinic for weeks. When she finally did, room 7 was gone. Just a pile of rubble, sealed behind yellow caution tape. The hallway felt wrong without it. Too quiet, like a missing tooth. The whispers, the warnings, they were all gone. For a moment, Maya thought it was over. Then the accident started. Vital sign monitors would flatline for no reason. Nurses started missing obvious symptoms. Simple procedures turned into life or death emergencies. It was like the clinic had lost its guardian angel. One night, long after her shift, Maya stood in front of the collapsed room. "I'm sorry," she whispered to the empty space. "I didn't want you to disappear." The air grew cold, but it wasn't threatening. It was familiar. Behind her, a soft, metallic scrape echoed down the hall. Maya turned around, and her heart stopped. The story isn't over. Follow for the final part. It was a broken cart pulled from the rubble of the hospital wing that had collapsed months ago. And sitting on top of it, the heart monitor, unplugged, covered in dust, completely lifeless. My breath shook. That monitor had been destroyed, buried. There was no reason it should be here, right in the middle of the hallway, unless someone brought it back. Resting on the cracked screen was a single folded piece of paper that definitely wasn't teed there before. My hands trembled as I reached for it, unfolding the note. The handwriting was shaky, but I recognized it instantly from an old patient chart. A patient who had died in that very room. 2 simple words were written on the paper: "You're safe." Some spirits don't haunt you, they stay behind to make sure you live. But what did he save me from? And why do I get the feeling the danger is still out there, watching me?